Hi guys, and welcome back to the Blind by Glory Fitness YouTube channel. Today's topic is going to be on general health through the means of nutrition. Now when I say general health, I don't just mean a healthy weight. A lot of people hear that when it's tied to nutrition, they think weight loss or weight gain, so either I'm over or underweight and I need to reach that healthy medium. I'm also going to talk about eating the right types of foods, so nutrient dense foods to make sure we don't have any deficiencies in our lives that can lead to other problems and ailments. And also eating the right types of foods for inflammation and various diseases. Now, the big thing is going to be overweight and underweight. Obesity is a huge problem all over the world, but especially in America. You're going to have things like higher blood pressure, higher risk of heart disease, joint, muscular problems. The list goes on. Diabetes is a big issue. Underweight also has its issues. It's still a problem, but less prominent than obesity in today's society. So underweight, you're going to be looking at things like mineral, vitamin deficiencies primarily. Again, weakness in bone structure, muscular structure, and the list can go on there as well. Talking about that, we have two ends of the spectrum. You have severely overweight, which is obesity, and then you have severely underweight, which is anorexia. And again, both problems in today's society, obesity being a little more prevalent than the other, but both equally as bad and unhealthy for you. A way to solve that is to get eating under control. Now, not everyone is tied to just lack of knowledge or not caring. A lot of people have other issues, other underlying issues, and those need to be addressed first. A lot of it is psychological. I know a lot of people eat when they're stressed or eat when they're emotional, and vice versa. They have a bad connotation with food, so they don't want to eat, so they starve themselves. So really, to get to the underlying issue, you have to take your own personal journey and figure it out and work on those things yourself. But if it's just that, you really want Twinkies or fast food is convenient, those are the easier changes to make. It takes about 3 weeks to form a habit. So what I tell everyone, including my own clients, is that you really need to push yourself those 3 weeks. You need to stick to a strict regimen, no cheat meals, no going off the diet, and stick to it for 3 whole weeks. After 3 weeks, a habit's gonna form, and then 3 months down the road, a lifestyle is gonna form. And then really, it's hard for your mind to just up and stop. It takes something for you to stop. Whereas during the first 3 weeks, it's easy. I mean, you're gonna get cravings, you're not gonna wanna eat food if you're on the opposite end of the spectrum, and you're just gonna have to force it. It's gonna be a mental battle, but people can get through it. And I've seen countless of success stories. It's just gonna take perseverance and a dedication to achieve your goals and that healthy weight. The other end of things, it's nutrient deficiencies. Now we have nutrient deficiencies pretty much everyone nowadays, and it's because we don't have a well-rounded diet. Even when you're thinking of like the food pyramids and things like that, you are not gonna get the nutrients you need. So a lot of people supplement them with multivitamins, omegas, etc., but you can achieve that through real food. First, you kind of have to figure out what your deficiencies are. I'm just going to list off a few common ones that are prevalent primarily in the United States, but I'm sure they're roughly the same throughout the world. So we're going to be looking at iron. Iron is the #1 common deficiency, typically associated with anemia. Iron is very prevalent in things like baby spinach, baby kale, and then red meat. Another thing would be iodine. So basically with iodine, that's gonna control thyroid function. So if your iodine's off, it's gonna be really hard to lose weight. It's gonna be really hard to gain weight if you're on the other end of the spectrum on that. Vitamin D. Now vitamin D is known as the sun vitamin, which what's weird is I live in Arizona, and a lot of people in Arizona actually end up with a vitamin D deficiency. It's a lack of being outdoors, but some people's bodies just forget how to accept it, and we're not outside enough and not exposed enough to it for our body to function correctly with that. So that would be when you would want to supplement some vitamin D or find foods that are rich in vitamin D. Easiest way, it's cheap. You just take a little soft shell cap every morning and you're good to go. Vitamin D deficiencies can lead to bone structure problems, hormonal issues, lethargy, the list again goes on. Really look at B12. B12 is responsible for basically energy production in the body. So typically if you have a B12 deficiency, you're gonna feel lethargic and tired and have no energy throughout the day. Again, B12 can be found prevalent in foods, but it's very easy to supplement. I said just a liquid form, you just get a dropper, it's very inexpensive. Now again, this is when whole foods become very important, and a lot of people are on the run, so they're eating out, they're eating fast food. Even healthy people, a lot of times they're just drinking a shake, protein powder, water, whatever they can find, and that is not gonna have the nutrients you need, and you're gonna wind up with one or more of these deficiencies, and you're gonna start having issues. Now the next thing on our list is we're consuming foods that our bodies are sensitive to. Now, the easiest way to find out what you're sensitive to is just do a food sensitivity panel. You can kind of guess with it, but a lot of it's assumption. I mean, if you eat a certain food and you can feel bloated, you feel lethargic after consuming it, you just feel your body does not digest it well, you likely have a sensitivity. Common sensitivities are like dairy, eggs, chicken. Again, the list goes on and is different for everyone. So I can't give you a cookie cutter thing. You just have to go get tested or kind of trial and error with yourself till you figure that out. The problem with those sensitivities, there is going to be discomfort with them, but you're also causing inflammation buildup in the body, which down the road can lead to more serious issues like autoimmune disease, cancers, etc., etc. Lastly, but definitely not least, it's the chemicals that are prevalent in foods nowadays. And unfortunately, some areas are better than others, but in the States, it's generally pretty much impossible to miss it. The best way to do it is if you can find a ranch that actually grows their own produce and produces their own meat. Most places I know do not have access to that, and unfortunately a lot of people are like, oh well, just buy organic. Most organic brands are not really organic in the US. They're sprayed with the same pesticides. I believe, and don't quote me on this, is the FDA only has to deem something as 18% organic to label it as organic. So if you just read a label organic, 9 times out of 10, you're just paying for that label. You're not paying for an organic, natural product. And I think that's what's caused a lot of diseases, the prevalency of new autoimmune diseases, more autoimmune diseases, and cancers and things like that. And the best way to go about it and get around it is to, again, find some local produce. So a farmer's market, something of the sort, and then a local meat farm to where you can actually buy your meats directly from the farmers. I know that's not an option for everyone, but do your research and find out what you can do and how you can make it work in your area. If you guys got any questions, you can always feel free to contact me. If you have a specific topic you want me to hit on, go ahead and comment down below and I'll try my best to research and hit on that topic in future weeks. And I hope everyone has a great rest of your day.